So, but that said, we're going to Versus Fighting, an offline major that has returned in true form in 2022, and we're going to cover some of the results from there. But I think the big takeaway that we wanted to cover is, we want to talk about the young man, almost prodigy. He's not there yet for prodigy level, but he's been the guy putting the pressure on the entire UK scene, and he has gone offline for the very first time. He's a COVID era player, an online era player, and he did work at Versus Fighting. We're talking about Ending Walker.
He's a what era, Brian?
An online era player. This young man has put in work. He has put in the practice. He has put in the hours, and he has taken titles, online titles, for about a year and a half now, and he's just coming into true form now. Like he's winning World Warrior events, he's placing extremely high in the CPT events, and he's taking out some of your favorites in the UK along the way. Finally doing offline things, getting third place at Versus Fighting. So it's kind of interesting to see someone who has kind of risen to some level of notoriety, some level of accomplishment in an online era, exclusively online, then immediately translate to having success offline. Third place at a decently stacked major like this for your first offline event with the pressure on, the crowd behind you, that's no easy feat to do.
The conversation, Brian, I want to say is over, but that's as far as, common sense is concerned, the conversation is over. But I love the fact that there's some people who are just so, mentally old, who are so not with the times, and have to make so many excuses that they can't accept what's right there in their face. The neon signs that says online counts. I don't want to just say online matters, because you could interpret that a different way. Oh yeah, to get better. No, it counts. Why, Brian? You notice, I think it was you who brought it up to me, but it could have been someone else. I think it was you though. That the fact that the two Evo online champions, two of the online Evo champions, Adam won Evo Online in America. He jokes about it. My man Kawano won Evo Online in Japan. And then who was in grand finals Evo? I'm pretty sure it was the two online Evo. What are the chances of that? And then here goes this kid, Ending Walker, who, God forbid, this kid just happens to be a young kid and wasn't old enough to the point where he was just traveling around the world back before we had back before the online era of the COVID and all of that. So what happened? He got very good. He improved tremendously from 2019 to now. He won their last two World Warrior events. Now, before this VS Fighting event happened, right, Brian? If I went to a major or Street Fighter League or Capcom Cup or whatever it may be, and I was having a conversation with a lot of players, and I brought up Ending Walker as one of the best players from the country over there, a lot of people would have looked at me like I was crazy, because they're not that smart. That's the only logic that I come with. They're probably the smartest people in the world as far as a lot of other topics, but on this, no. But now all of a sudden, he goes offline, and what happens, Brian? He makes winners finals. He ended up finishing in third place overall at his first ever offline major ever. He only has had online to practice. So at this point, I feel like we have to, let's just move that conversation under the rug eventually.
It's just funny for me to think about it, because like the way a lot of people's logic works, it's like you have to rely a little bit on burying your head in the sand for any of the mental hoops to work out. Because like if you were one of the people who said online doesn't matter or count at all, or like some people treat the online era as like a time skip, like nothing here matters, like no one is getting better, only people are getting worse, maybe like you can't improve in this era, they would have to see Ending Walker in top 3 and go, who's that?
Right. What do you say in this?
This is a brand new player who's never competed before. I've never heard of his name. He's never done anything offline before, and online doesn't exist to me. So this is it's amazing. First ever tournament.
He never played Street Fighter damn near. He just woke up.
He's never played Street Fighter ever. This is his first time ever playing Street Fighter, top 3 to major. What a headline that would be, huh? It's as if he might have had a lot of practice in some high pressure situations that prepared him for this moment, right? So it's just funny to see the logic. People really swear like I know you're a little bit more extreme in egging them on, but some people do act like you literally cannot improve from online, and I just feel like your head is just in the sand. Like I don't understand how you can justify that line of thinking. But this is like a perfect Ending Walker is like the experiment here, because I'm pretty sure his entire training experience has been only online. So we're seeing firsthand here how that can produce high level players, and players who might not have the opportunity otherwise to do things like go offline. Like even before the online era, I think the online era now, just people built more of an infrastructure to give these players a platform and a reason to practice and ways to get high level experience. Even before then, we just wouldn't see these guys. They would have not be able to go to offline tournaments. It's not free to go to these tournaments. If you're a kid in high school, you got homework to do. Is your mom going to drive you to a tournament or put you on a plane to fly you across the country and spend X amount of dollars to get there? No, right? So now we have a platform to incentivize and provide more of a pathway for players to improve and test their mettle against the best in their region. And we're seeing that in Ending Walker. So big third place finish to him. But that said, he didn't win. We did have, the lone American Punk there.
The lone American.
The lone American. He did work in a lot of games, but he took Street Fighter V in this one. And then Jester Power in second place. Want to give him a big shout out. He's been one of a long time UK players, and I feel like this is one of his big breakout performances in a while. Like he's always had kind of like some big performances here and there in like UK region events, and he's even gone internationally a few times. But I feel like this is the first time in a while we've seen him in that grand final position, and it was a 3-2 set. In that first set, Punk won it, so he put up a really good fight. So a big shout out to Jester Power for doing things with the claw. He loves that character, man. I mean, he embodies it IRL.
He's one of the only people. How many other people are there like that are pretty good players that are like fully committed to a gimmick like that? Like a wrestling gimmick.
Like practically cosplaying. He dresses up like Vega pretty often. He's not full-blown cosplay, but maybe that's what saves his skill. I know what you're getting at. If you cosplay your character, you can't be good, right? That's the rule.
I didn't say that.
I know where you're going with this.
I don't think I see anyone doing like that is as strong as he is.
Right, he has
like
the mask.
The mask and all that. I think that's I think that's dope. Like,
well, that's because he does his own twist on it, which allows him to retain all his skill. If you went full blown, more accurate Vega,
put those tight ass pants on, you losing, bro. The purple and yellow with the open shirt.
Start playing with the claw on at the same time. At that point, it's like, all right, the results are gonna dip, but he rides a good balance right now to still get the results. But yeah, it's awesome just to see. But yeah, moving on from that, it's a big shout out to VSFighting. It was awesome to see the offline major return, and it was very entertaining to see all the players duke it out over there.